Yeah. Welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a fantastic morning so far. I know it is a little cool here. Okay, the weather does not know what it wants to do here. Okay. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Let everyone know we are live. Also, if you have not subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Okay, let's go ahead and see who is here on today. Good morning, Honey Drip is in the building. Welcome, sis, and thank you for being first in the building. Good morning, Nina. Thank you so much for joining, sis. Hi, Amy. Welcome. My girl, Aries LaRue, is in the building. Thank y'all so much for joining on today. We are going to go over quite a few things today. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get started early. This will get y'all to work, get you started, because y'all know y'all didn't want to go today anyway. Okay. Y'all know Tuesdays are the days where a lot of people actually miss more work, like, more absences on Tuesdays. And you would think it would be on Mondays, but a lot of people miss work on Tuesdays. Okay. And so I said, hey, I almost want to take me a day, but baby, Christmas is coming up. I got to tough it out. Okay. 2 more weeks. Then I'll get vacation time. This month also represents, or I got a little gift yesterday for my 1 year work anniversary yesterday. So I was excited about that. Hey, Angel, welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay. Hi, Marlene. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Hey, Karen. Thank you for joining, sis. Okay. I was ready to call out today. That's what I'm saying. Tuesday, that's when a lot of people call in. That's the most missed day of the week. And I think the second most missed is on Fridays. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're going to just go ahead and get into it. If y'all would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cashapp is scrolling on the screen, or buy a coffee, and that link is in the description field of this video. Now, today, a couple of things we're going to talk about is a brief update with the Shanquella Robinson case, but I wanted to highlight some similarities, just a couple of similarities between something that transpired with Shanquella and Romeca. Okay. Then I want us to take a look at the police report for Romeca, her case, with less redactions. Okay. Y'all know all of that information that was underneath the black part, okay, of the report. Well, on this report, we're able to see more of the words, okay? And we could compare that to what was on that autopsy report in that narrative, okay, to see if witness number 3, some of what was stated lines up with what was on the autopsy report. Also, I wanted to show y'all what the law, Chicago, Illinois law says about the differences between first degree, second degree, and if you have a self-defense claim, okay? And we're just thinking about it as jury members, okay? We're part of the public opinion, of course, but when you go to jury duty, you can't go, and I know we've been hearing this a lot, you cannot go by your emotions. You have to specifically look at what the law states and make a decision about someone's life based off of that. And when I was on jury duty for a case, that was so hard for me because I'm more of a emotional person, but at the same time, I do know how to use my best judgment and read law and interpret it, to the best of my ability. Like I said, law is not my background. I have taken some criminal investigation classes in college as a minor, because I've completed my master's degree, working on my doctoral degree. However, I took a little break. When you get up to that level, you're like, oh, Lord, it gets expensive. Okay, so I'm like, let me take a little break. Okay, but y'all, the classes I did take, those classes were so interesting. And I may go back, okay, give me another degree in criminal investigation, okay, because this type of thing really interests me. Let's see here. Nina said, I was listening to a chat and this woman was speaking on how the government is taking everything away. And she said, close your pocketbooks during the holiday. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. For like Black Friday and stuff like that. Yeah, I did see that too. Hey, Brandy, welcome. Hey, Tion, thank y'all for joining, ladies. I appreciate you for being here. My sis Shelly Shells is in the building. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Hey, Gretchen, good morning. All right. So those of you who may not remember, just to kind of give you a little background to that Shanquella Robinson case. Now, y'all, it has been 3 years. Can you believe that? 3 years. Okay. Since she died while on vacation in Mexico. And her family and their attorneys continue to demand justice for her mysterious death. Now, I also want to say this, okay? I'm going to bring this up. When we're seeking justice, okay, as we're seeking justice for Romeca, okay, we have to also remember the longevity and the patience that it takes with these types of situations. It's hard to, say, oh, we're seeking justice and thinking that it's going to come overnight. But y'all, sometimes it doesn't, okay? But does that mean you give up? Nope. That means you keep fighting. Do y'all know that, what was his name? Kendrick, the little boy that was wrapped up in the mat. Okay, his mom has a Facebook page. That has been years and years ago. She is still fighting for justice for her son. Okay, his organs were missing. And so fighting for justice is not just a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Sometimes it's taking people years, and these families do eventually see justice. Okay. And justice does not always look the same. It doesn't always mean, oh, this person got 25 years to life, or this person. No, sometimes justice comes in different forms. Okay. And I ain't trying to make this into church, but hey, God is the ultimate. And when he says vengeance is his, he will repay. He knows how to get vengeance on those that do wrong. Okay. And so I wanted to highlight that because sometimes it is a patience thing. It's about longevity when you are seeking justice for your loved one or your friend. Now, she died in October 2022 while on vacation in Cabo San Lucas. Let me hold on. Let me do one thing right quick. I forgot to pull this up. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I just wanted to have this up for us. Okay. Hey, Joanne, Grand Rising to you, sis. And she had died while on vacation in Cabo San Lucas while she was there with 6 of her friends. Okay. Now, they have been coined as the Cabo Six, and they pretty much had stated that she had died of alcohol poisoning. Okay. Now, during that time, they too had gone to her mom and was trying to get ahead of a story. Okay, I want y'all to see a couple of similarities in this part. They tried to get ahead of a story. They left her there and went back to the States. And her mom said they hung up under her for like the first 5 days. Okay. Now, They did not know when they came out with this alcohol poisoning situation and, trying to see how much information her mom knew, that there was going to be a viral video that was going to be released after her death. Okay. See, they didn't counter that part, which I don't understand how they didn't counter that part, because you had your friends sitting right there recording it. Okay. And in this, Shanquella was naked. Okay. And we saw the girl, she changed her name to Imani Green. See, she can't even see. This is why I say justice does not come the way that you want it to come sometimes, or think it's gonna come. Okay, she can't even walk around Dejanay Jackson and be herself, but for fear, okay, that people will get street justice on her. She completely changed her name to Imani Green. See, they had already recorded all of this stuff, but you always got one that slip up and want to post something. They want to share with a friend, and didn't realize that viral video had gotten out. Hey, Prophetess Screen, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hey, Terry. Okay. So the video, while this whole story is now going viral, the video, people are starting to see this. Then her mom said the friends stopped coming around. See, they were trying to see how much did the mother know. Okay. And in the video, Dejanay was assaulting Shanquella repeatedly, hitting her, punching her in her head and in her neck. Okay, while this was being recorded, no one tried to help Shanquella. Even in that video, she had refused to fight back. Okay, no one helped her. Now, it wasn't until the autopsy came back and they determined that Shanquella had died from a severe neck and spinal cord injury. Now, after initially reviewing this case, the FBI determined that no arrests would be made due to limited evidence. Y'all, they were in a whole other country, okay, with this case. Whole other country that really does not look into things like this, okay? They don't really look into it. There's been a lot of little deaths over there, and it's just a mystery, okay? Robinson's death was deemed inconclusive and the case was closed. Okay. However, her family has not stopped demanding answers about what happened to her. Okay. They had even filed a lawsuit against the FBI, the U.S. State Department, for $100 million. But y'all, that particular lawsuit has been dropped. Okay. The judges ruled against that, and that one had been closed. So they filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Cabo Six. Okay. Now that part is still in motion. And child, how about Dejanay wants to claim, guess what? Self-defense. Now, how in the world you trying to claim self-defense and you were on video, okay, fighting Shanquella, but you're trying to now get self-defense? Okay, Gretchen said they take a long time, so you'll forget about it. Thank you. Hey, T. Smith, good morning. Hey, Royal D is in the building. Thank you, Terry. Yes, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Let me show you all this short video with the update.
Be familiar with this. So we got some new developments. And again, new developments when it comes to the ongoing fight, when it comes to justice in the death of Shanquella Robinson from Charlotte. So one of the travel mates who vacationed with Robinson in Cabo back in 2022 is trying to get the civil lawsuit against her thrown out. WCNC Charlotte's Jessica Pierre joins us live now. She's there at the Mecklenburg County Courthouse, I believe. So, and Jess, you've been following the story for months. Catch us up. What do you have? What's the latest?
Hi, yeah. So I'm right outside of actually the federal courthouse, and we were just here a few months ago when a federal judge heard the arguments in a lawsuit that the family filed against the FBI, the Department of State, as well as all of the 6 travel mates. Now, it's been more than 2.5 years since Shanquella Robinson died in that mysterious death in Mexico. And we had seen that video that went viral showing her getting beaten by one of those travel mates. But after all of this time, no one has been held accountable. So like I mentioned, the family sued all of the folks in the trip, the FBI and the Department of State, claiming negligence for the federal agency. And so now the woman who has been accused as being the main aggressor in those videos, she's asking for those charges to be dropped. So Imani Green, she changed her name. Her name was Dejanay Jackson, but now she goes by Imani Green. She has filed so that for the judge to dismiss the wrongful death lawsuit against her. She claims that she wasn't properly served in the court documents and says the statute of limitation has expired. Now, we did reach out to Shanquella Robinson's family attorney, Sue Ann Robinson, and she says that this information is incorrect. So, it's gonna, I guess, it kind of all comes down to what the judge decides at the end on if this case is going to be dismissed or not. However, the judge did dismiss the lawsuit against the FBI and the Department of State. Now, another thing, again, this has been a long, ongoing case. The travel mates, when they first came back from the trip, they spoke to the family and told them that she had died of alcohol poisoning. But her death records and so forth showed that she had a broken neck and a severed spinal cord injury on that trip, which all go along with that mysterious death of hers. And then that video that went viral after that, showing her getting beaten by one of those folks on the trip, tells a different tale. So her family has been fighting for justice for a very long time. Just really wanting someone to be held accountable in her death. Now, at last check, no final ruling has been made yet on the dismissal request. Nick?
And Jesse, before I let you go, on a personal note, like at least since I've been here over a year and a half, and you've been covering this story a lot. Like, what has it been like covering this story? Because there's been so many twists and turns since this happened.
There have been a lot of twists and turns, and it's been a long time, and there's been a lot of emotions tied to this case. I remember going to her funeral, and hundreds of people showed up wearing pink and, showing support for her, people who knew her, people who didn't know her. And I think that the question continues, you go on a trip, vacation with who you believe are 6 friends of yours. And then, if you're a family member of Shanquella Robinson, it's like, wait, what happened to my child? She went on this trip. You see this video of her being beaten, and there's so many questions. Why would this happen? Why would others sit around and, record it, and not do anything to stop it? And so now you have this young woman who has died, and there's just no accountability, no arrest, and there's just still so many questions surrounding her death,
Yeah, so it's a lot of twists and turns. A lot has been going on. Jesse's been covering it. Jesse, thank you for that. And when can folks, before I let you go, when can folks check out your story tonight?
I will be on at 4 o'clock.
Share that real quick. So, y'all, when I heard the update, it gave me chills, okay? Because it's almost like, although the situation of how they passed away were completely different, there were some similarities that gave me goosebumps. Welcome everyone that's coming in. Right. Hi, Maya. Welcome. It is very sad. Okay. From the part of when she said, even after her death, everyone wore pink. Okay. Remember at Romeca's funeral, everyone wore pink. Okay. She said that her family just wants some closure. Okay, Shanquella's mom, her family wants closure. And that is what Romeca's mom wants. She wants closure, someone to be held accountable. Okay. Shanquella was going on a trip. She's thinking, oh, I'm just going on this trip, enjoying myself with people I thought were my friends. not realizing she was about to lose her life. Romeca on her way to work. Okay, not realizing that she was about to lose her life and that her own baby's father would be there. And we are now trying to actively, okay, wait for justice for both of these ladies. And when I say actively waiting, yes, it is a waiting process. But when you are actively waiting, that means you're doing something. Okay? We're bringing awareness. We're exposing lies, inconsistencies. We're going to be actively waiting for justice for these two beautiful ladies. And I believe that even with both of these cases, there was a lot of jealousy in both of these cases. Okay. There were videos, even from the hotel, from the other girl. Shanquella was live, and you could hear some of the shade that some of the other girls were saying in the background. Okay, why were y'all fighting? Why were you fighting her? Why was no one helping her out of 6 people there? Why was no one helping her? And now the main ringleader trying to get off on a technicality, saying that, oh, I wasn't served. Girl, you have unalived this lady, okay? When they received her body back, she had bruises. It was nothing like they tried to make it look. Nothing, okay? Her family had to see her body like that. But y'all were saying alcohol poisoning, trying to come up with reasons and excuses as to why she lost her life. Same thing here with the Romeca case. And we're going to get into some things that are being exposed now on this police report. We are seeing more of the info, more of the lies as well. Okay, that's all. That's probably why it was covered up. They knew it was lies. Gretchen said they see all the lies, but they don't want to do their job. Right. And don't worry, people, we are going to slip up. Exactly. Okay. Hey, Brittany, welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Hi, Kimberly. Dee said, Lord Jesus, I hope they don't do Meeks' case like this. Right. That's why we're continuing to bring awareness and talk about it. Okay, because it is a level of accountability that we want to hold them to. And today, even when I get some time, y'all, I am going to get these phone numbers, because I know some people have been sharing the phone numbers, and I may even call, ask, can I put you on live? Is it okay if I put you on speaker so we can all hear what y'all got to say? Where are we with this case? Okay, it's been almost 2 months and we're still seeking justice for Romeca. Where are we with it? Hey, Love Spice, good morning, sis. Where are we? Okay, now, y'all, let's get into some things. Before, let's see here, where I want to go first. Okay, before we look at this police report with less redactions, I don't know if y'all have heard of Mama Mia Bree on TikTok, but she doesn't play. And I love her content. Definitely some jealous haters in these ladies' lives. Okay, you could peep that. She has a warrant in Mexico. Yep, she does have a warrant in Mexico, but the U.S., they're not really taking it seriously and trying to extradite her. Dejanay, Miss Imani Green. Okay, she had to change her whole name. We haven't heard. See, this is the thing. When you think you're getting away with something and you know you were wrong, all 6 of them, y'all can't make me believe they're not walking around looking over their shoulders. They're scared, okay, probably being hunted because y'all know y'all messed up. Okay, until someone comes forward and tell the truth on what happened, okay, y'all gonna have to live a life like that. Okay, hidden, looking over your shoulder. You don't even hear nothing about none of them. One of them used to live on social media. Okay. He even stopped coming onto social media. They thought they got away. No, you don't get away. You haven't gotten away. Mm-mm. Yeah, it was so sad seeing that video. The autopsy showed she had been beaten all night. Exactly. But they tried to cover it up. They tried to cover it up, just like this is being attempted to be covered up. Okay, like a cover up. No, no, We're seeing the things that are really taking place, and we're calling it out. Okay, I don't understand why Shanquella's killers haven't been brought to justice. We saw who did it. They all need to be held accountable for what they did and participated in. Romeca needs justice, right? One reason is it did not happen over here. And this is a Black lady. Okay. If it y'all know, I try not to go to the racial talks, but if it was probably another race, okay, they would have been extradited her over there and seek some justice for her. But because it didn't happen on US soil, it's a whole other process to it. In Mexico, y'all think they worried about that? No. Okay, Upper came in here. I didn't see Upper. I saw someone say good morning, Upper. Or are you thinking you in Upper's chat? Oh my goodness. That's too funny. Hi, Saida. Welcome. Okay. Yeah. Both of these beautiful ladies need justice. Okay. Gretchen said, open book, sometimes you have to close that circle tight until it seems like you're in that circle alone. Ooh, has Romeca family seen the video from the police department? Not that I know of. I don't know for sure, but not that I know of. Hopefully they have shown it to them, but I'm not sure. They're not going to extradite her. I mean, it's unlikely. Right. I don't think they are. Hi, Dr. Elise. Welcome. Shout out to Creed's Conversation Lounge for the super chat. She said, drop the numbers for the people, OB. Let them know we want justice for Meeks and what's the hold up. We the people need an update or something because CPD too quiet for me. Yes, I'm going to get on that when I get to work. And because I think some people have shared some numbers. So I want to confirm which one is the public number. And we're not calling to be ghetto and stuff like that, cussing folks out and stuff like that. But we want to know where are we with this? Okay. Like we have to make some noise, y'all. Sometimes when you want to get something done that you can't get, you haven't been able to get it done before, you have to do some things that you haven't done before. Okay. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm going to be honest. And even the aftermath of how all of this is transpiring. And I said, God, it is a reason. Okay. God will use us in different ways. We never know. Okay. Faith without works is dead, being alone. So we want to make sure we're doing our parts. Okay, talking about it, let's be about it. What else do we need to do? Someone even posted, if it's okay with the family, can they reach out to Nancy Gray? Someone posted Nancy Gray's email to her publicist. Okay, whoever handles getting info to her, they posted that info. Maybe her voice, getting it out there, more people that have more influence, okay, bigger platforms that others will see. We're not going to be quiet. We will continue to seek justice for this young lady. For when she was a mother, okay, her son has to now go through the holidays without his mom. How do you explain that? How do you explain that to him? And as I was listening, I was doing that video last night, editing and so forth. And there was this part on the video from Mara, the lady who I used at the end of that video. And one thing that she said that she felt Romeca was sharing with her, y'all know, I always have to say that. If that's not your thing, hey, I get it. But it was something that she said. She said her voice cracked as she was saying this, that my son is without me. And he was wondering why I didn't pick him up from school that day. You have to imagine that pain, that your mom dropped you off, left this beautiful note, and you never got a chance to see her again. over some mess and drama. Her life was gone in an instant. And she should still be here. And I feel like some things that were done during this process were not done properly, that her life could have possibly, even after she was shot, could have been saved. Possibly. If the right people responded the proper way. If the equipment worked the proper way. Okay, it's a lot of things that could have possibly prevented her from losing her life. Gretchen says she didn't need to be served. Served for what? Right. What you need, girl? You up here talking about you weren't served. Girl, go to court and face it. Okay? Stop trying to get off. And y'all been walking around all of this time. 3 years. Not in jail. Y'all should have been in jail. Just like these two. Both of them should have been in jail till we figure this thing out. Because y'all both had too much blood on your hands. D said, I always say when you see red flags in people, please let them go. I don't care if it's a man or a friend, and don't try to make it work. Sometimes God trying to show us what we don't see. You better say that again. Hey, Lolo. Hey, sis. Good morning. Okay. All right. Let me pull up this video. This is from, hold on, y'all. Let me do one thing. TikTok. Because she was speaking facts. I know she's on TikTok. And, hold on, let me share screen. She's on TikTok and Facebook. Her name is Mama Mia Bree. And I think she got called out too by Carlos one day.
When Romeca incident first hit the internet, they tried to portray her as this aggressive girl. They dropped the mugshots, they dropped the videos of her, and then they tried to paint Holly as a schoolgirl, right? She went to school for criminal justice, and her family is so knit-tied, and they come from a criminal justice kind of background family. Like, they know about the laws and stuff like that. You know, I never trust people that hide their true colors. I never trust people who try to portray themselves as picture perfect. You know the ones who I trust? The ones that's going to show their hands. The ones that don't give up. Okay? The ones that's going to keep it real, cutthroat. Okay? The ones who's going to show their dirty drawers because it ain't shit you could say about them. Right? But the ones who portray themselves as picture perfect, when you start digging into their background, you start to realize, like, damn, these motherfuckers worse than the ones who's showing their true colors from the jump. The ones who ain't got nothing to hide. The ones who got something to hide, they are 10 times worse. Most people are not drawn to darkness, but to light. The devil acts as a creature of light to draw us to himself and his lies. And that is exactly what happened at the beginning since September 8th, right? Because most people came out saying, oh, well, she had a restraining order. She had a CCL. She pulled up to her spot. You know, she had every right. But the more that comes out to the story, like Romeca having a conversation with Holly, you know what I'm saying? The more that come out, you start to realize, like, this girl wanted her dead. It was not a self-defense, okay? Because most important, I'm going to tell you the two key parts for me. The two key parts that's not screaming self-defense is when she first seen Romeca car, because you know Romeca car, right? We know Romeca car when she pulled up saying, you pillow talking about me to a hoe or something like that. We know her car was the white one. So Holly knew, right? I'm sure Holly been seen that video of Romeca acting crazy. So when you seen her pull up, she did not call the cops, okay? That is screaming very loud to me. The second part, the most important part, is the witnesses not agreeing to self-defense, okay? Because them witnesses don't know Romeca, they don't know Holly. If they would have seen Romeca being aggressive and Holly had no choice but to shoot her, I promise, them videos would have never blew up the way it did. But the witnesses was angry. They was screaming. They was telling the cops, she shot her, she killed her, right? You letting a murder, she's a murderer. She's getting away. Nobody at that scene felt like it was self-defense. So those are the main two things for me. But like I said, now the aunt, she's revealing herself. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. She is revealing herself. At first, they were quiet, but let them keep talking because they're going to talk themselves into a grave. y'all. Let them keep talking. Isn't it funny how when Romeca incident
Okay.
first hit the internet, they tried to
Okay, let them keep talking. I'm telling you, because the more they talk, things are starting to come out. Okay, now let's take a look. Now, we've already seen the first police report, and a lot of the information was redacted, especially for witness number 3. Y'all, I saw it yesterday and was like, now wait a second. I thought, well, I think it was done by a different officer, but some of the info is still the same. Okay. And I said, wait, is this a whole new report? But no, it's revealing some of the information that was behind the black. Y'all remember the first one had a lot of the info redacted. Well, this one did not. Okay. Now, make sure before we continue, y'all, let's get these likes up. Let everyone know we are live. Hitting the like button is for free. Okay, just like watching the ads, that's for free. So let's hit the like. Let everyone know we are live because we are about to get into it. People are fed. Okay, fed up. Okay, good morning, Frodo. Thank you for joining. All right. Now, y'all, okay, so I'm gonna have to let me pull it up where I can see it bigger on my side. Let me get my glasses out. Because baby, this little writing be trying to take me out of here. So this is the one. Now it did still have some of the information redacted. Okay. So we're gonna compare some information we see in here with what was on that autopsy narrative. Okay. Okay, let me pull it up on my side so I can read. Because, baby, all right. All right, so it says, let me see where I'm gonna start. Okay, I'm gonna start kind of at the top in summary. Okay, so in summary, reporting officers were dispatched to an initial call to a battery in progress. Okay, we talked about that. That was the initial 911 call. And I believe that was that call that was made from the witness number 1, as she was getting off of the bus, okay? And she heard the commotion. She said she saw Carlos hitting Romeca's back with her car, okay? And additional call of a third party call of shots fired near Cermak and State Street. That's the corner right there, in which a caller heard 3 to 4 shots. Okay, we can give them that because, yeah, that part sounds about right. Upon arrival, responding officers observed a female, one unresponsive on the ground, appeared to have multiple gunshot wounds about the body. Responding officers immediately began rendering aid by requesting EMS via OMEC Zone 4 radio at 904. Okay, so that's kind of like probably like their scanner, what channel they used, and so forth. Responding officers placed, now y'all, this part triggering, okay? Just to kind of give you the heads up if you have not seen this, and I'm on another screen, so welcome everyone that's joining. Responding officers, this little graphic, placed the victim on her side due to pool of blood gathering on her mouth until EMS arrived. Now, see, that's what Carlos was supposed to do. Okay? That's what you should have been doing. Turning her on her side. Okay? It's saying here that the responding officers turned her on her side because they saw the blood gathering on her mouth. That's like if a person has a seizure. Okay? One of the things they tell you to do is to turn them on their side. Okay, hi, Miss Lady, welcome. So he should have done that. Welcome, Brandy. Okay, let's continue. While on scene, multiple witnesses, including witness 1 and witness 2, they have their names redacted, who related to arresting officers that they observed above listed subject shot the victim and placed the firearm used inside her vehicle. Due to offender being on scene, arresting officers detained the offender. They redacted her name. Okay. So the offender, which is Holly, okay, Holly Ween, was on the scene. So they arrested her. Now, see, even in this report, I'm just trying to understand witness 1 and 2. How come, like, it wasn't a complete statement? I mean, I'm hoping that they wrote it out somewhere else. Okay, and maybe this is just a quick summary, because they knew way more happened to her than her shooting her and putting the firearm inside of her vehicle. Okay, and remember I told y'all that. I said, well, where's the rest of the info? Because it's not on here unless they went and did a whole full statement. Okay. Now, some stuff maybe we just don't have, that behind the scenes they're gathering these statements and so forth. Maybe this is just the initial incident report. Okay. Now, upon detaining arrestee, okay, arrestee related, not verbatim, which is Holly Ween, to arresting officers that she was a concealed carry holder and she had an order of protection. Arrestee related the statements out of excited utterance and was pre-Miranda. So before they even accused her of doing something, okay, she yelled out that she is concealed to carry, has a license to carry, okay, and she has an order of protection. Even in this moment, she still had not told the officers that she feared for her life, that Romeca was trying to come after her, and she had to unalive her. What was more of importance to her was that she was licensed to carry and she had an order of protection. Peep that, okay? Let's see. She said, yes, it seems like the same day report. Yes, clock that. She never said self-defense, even during that time. Okay, hi, your love, welcome. So she never even said that part, okay? Now, when arresting officers required about the location of the firearm used via general on the scene questioning, so she didn't volunteer. Come on, can y'all let's clock this. She didn't volunteer this information. It says when they, I think they meant inquired, because required. Child are trying to fix their errors. Okay. When the arresting officers inquired about the location of the firearm used via general on the scene questioning, why should they have to question you if it was in self-defense? Child, you should have had that license to carry permit and your gun out. Okay. She related that it was located on the passenger floorboard of her black Chevrolet bearing Illinois plate number blank. They covered up her plate numbers, okay? So the witness did tell the truth. She did put the weapon back into the car on the floorboard. That part is true. She didn't volunteer that information. She shared that information after they questioned her about it, okay? Legally parked on the side of the street. Beat 133H recovered the firearm from the passenger floorboard at 9:10 hours. Per 10102S, I don't know what that is, arrestee was observed holding a firearm via pod camera number 5321C. Uh-oh. So now we see, even on here, that there was a pod camera and they have the pod camera number. Okay. Now they observed her holding this firearm. But y'all remember yesterday on the scanner part, they said that there was no relevant footage of an altercation. Where's the altercation at on the pod cam footage? Did y'all go back far enough in that footage? Hey, it is what it is. Welcome. What is the time stamp of when Romeca arrived? How do y'all have footage of her holding the firearm, but y'all don't have footage of what was taking place? Like, hopefully y'all rewinded. Okay. I mean, you should be able to go backwards. Okay. Where was the fighting and all of that part? The order of protection should be used against her, especially because she shouldn't have been there. Okay. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out why was she still there in the morning. Where were you coming from? Or where were you supposed to be? Was her car windows open while the baby sat in the car, possibly hot car? Yes, the windows were down. Hey, April, good morning. So if Holly had had that gun on her the first time, she could have hustled it back to her side. What do you mean? Because she didn't have on a holster. What do you mean by that? There probably was no altercation. That's why, Tian, can we get some footage? Okay, because on here it's saying y'all have a pod camera. And the pod camera saw her holding the weapon. Okay, she should have been the first to call the police, clock it. She should have been on the phone with them during the whole altercation. She should have been the first person speaking to the arriving officers. And you definitely should have been the first person letting them know that you have a weapon. Okay? And that weapon is the weapon that was used, and that weapon was now in your car. You should have been the first one. Okay, not the witnesses, not them having to question you. Because to me, hey, Scorpio mama, that lets me know you were almost pretty much trying to hide it. Someone brought up, hey, allegedly, was it a throwaway? You put it in your car so you take somewhere and throw it off into the lake or the river around there? Okay. Was this your original weapon? Or was this the one y'all were going to get rid of? I'm not saying that somebody else brought it up. Okay, child, you wasn't trying to get caught with that. You hurried up and put it back in the car. Hey, honey, 5K, welcome, sis. Okay, you put it back into the car. And they had to question you about it. So they got the pod camera now catching you with the firearm. Interesting. He then related, okay, now they crossed this part out. Now, this is the witness number 3. Now, y'all check this out, okay? Check this part out. Witness number 3, now y'all already know who our guest is about witness number 3. Related, now they crossed this part. I want to know what's right there. To the arrestee, to Halloween, when the victim, Romeca, illegally parked next to Halloween's vehicle, causing Halloween to feel detained. As she was unable to leave. So they're pretty much on this part saying that the C-man was saying that, Romeca was illegally parked and Halloween felt that she couldn't get out. Okay, now looking at this picture here, can somebody tell me how could she not get out? This is just a little snippet. And we're going to look at the video again. Now, her car, notice it, this black car, this the back part of her car right here, this black one, where Carlos is standing in between the cars, okay? This is the back of Holly Weed's car. The front of Romeca's car is even with the back, and it's to the side, okay? What do you mean you could not get out? If you could not get out, was it because Carlos was blocking you in? Because didn't Ladre, now I know Ladre, he lies, okay, we know. But didn't your own friends say that you moved your car so that the ladies could fight? So was your car parked there and she couldn't get out? Because she could definitely get out of here. You mean to tell me she has trigger aim using a weapon, but she can't squeeze a Chevy Cruze out of a parking spot where one car is way over, okay, and it's not even blocking you in? That's suspect to me. So you're trying to say that you felt closed in and that you had nowhere to go. I said that the other night about the throwaway. She was hoping that Carlos had put enough gear in the standing people so they wouldn't say anything. Right. That's a good point. Okay, that's a good point. She had plenty of room to get out, unless she's a terrible driver. Terrible driver, awesome shooter, unfortunately. Let me pull up this video right quick, because that's not making sense to us, okay? It's really not. There was plenty of space right there for you to get out. So we're just not understanding, how do you feel like you were detained? That Romeca was closing you in. That's what we were, see, this explains why in the beginning that narrative was out as well. Okay, because we kept hearing that over and over. That, yeah, she came and she parked and she was blocking Holly in. And I was like, well, it looks like it's plenty of space to get out. Look how much space is in between those cars. Look how much space is in between the cars. You can't hardly see Romeca's car at one point. Look at that. Look at that. How could she not get out? How could she not get out? The only way she could not get out was Carlos' car. When he was backed up. That's the only way. There's no way. She has plenty. It's width and width. Look at that. Romeca's car is way over. Way over. So how was she feeling detained? She had enough room to get out.
You saw right here. She saw her. She saw her. She put the gun in the car. She put the gun in the car. She put it in the car.
And that's when they were telling me had the gun. Okay. So no, we're not understanding that part. Okay. You had enough space to get out. Hey, Scorpio Mama, thank you for joining. Yes, Holly had enough room to leave. It's proven she didn't block them in. Yes. Okay. Yes, right there. It shows on there that she had plenty of space to get out. Okay. Then let's see here. Okay, here we go. At which time both the arrestee, Holly Weed, and Romeca engaged into a verbal altercation about their blacked out. What do y'all think is there? They got into a verbal altercation about their Was it baby's daddy? I want to know what was the verbal altercation that they covered up on here. Okay, because that's probably going to be a lot too. At which time the verbal altercation turned physical when the victim attempted to strike the arrestee, Holly Wing, about the body area with a closed fist, making contact. Okay, so allegedly, she on here is saying that Romeca hit her with a closed fist. Okay, at which time the victim advanced towards arrestee Holly in another attempt to strike her when Holly removed her concealed firearm. Now, check this out. From an unknown location about her body and shot her. Wait a second. You mean to tell me first you had the weapon already loaded, okay? But then how is it an unknown location on your body? How do you not know where a weapon is on your body? It's your body. Okay, so how in the world you don't even know where you took it from? Hey, Dreamy Girl, welcome, sis. Shelly said they put that line there to protect her. She had space. Exactly. Hi, Miss Lynn. Brittany said, how could Carlos and Holly unalive Romeca like that? Especially Carlos. She was a pretty woman. My heart hurts for Romeca's son. Exactly. Okay. How do you not know? See, this is what I was thinking too, Brittany. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But how do you not know where you took it from? Thank you, Scorpio Mama. Hey, Rhapsody. Okay. They lying. They going to jail. So she actually made contact or she attempted. On here, it stated that she struck her once with a closed fist. But then when she tried to come at her, now, this part, okay, y'all, clock this though. Where's the part about Carlos holding her? See how witness number 3 left that part out, right? Because you were involved, sir. Check this out. So you mean to tell me, based off of this report, okay, Romeca struck you with a closed fist. And she was coming at you again, but you hurried up, took the weapon off of you, and just shot her. Okay, well, based off of the witnesses, some other stuff transpired all up in there. Where is that part? Where is him holding Romeca? Where is him trying to put Romeca into her own vehicle from the first battery call? Okay, him trying to get her on into her car. Where is that part? Okay, where's the part where she was trying to get into her own car and leave, but Holly Wing was antagonizing her and hitting the hood of her car? Where's that part? Where's he trying to hold her and she wiggling out of his grasp and he had to go and get her again? Where's that part? Where is the part where she was running, chasing, going around Holly's car and trying to get to her baby? Where is that part? Okay. Because we went straight from Romeca that hit me with a closed fist. She was trying to come at me, and I just magically found a gun on me. Y'all see how crazy this sounds? And I shot her. But you don't know where it was on your body. You don't know where the gun was on you. It was an unknown location. It just magically appeared. It was already loaded and everything. Okay? It was unknown. You don't know where you got it from. But the witness said she saw you go to the passenger side of your vehicle and go and get the weapon. Okay? Yes, the forensics doesn't match the statement. Say that again. Okay, say that again. That's a lie. Where the gun was at, she had on fitted pants. Thank you. And really, that's another reason why they probably didn't put that part in there, because if she was to say, if she was to say it was in my pants, well, that could clearly be seen that no, ma'am, you didn't have that weapon right there in those pants, because it would have slid right through. Okay, so where was the weapon? Ms. T said they didn't expect to be pulling, to be pulling their case apart. They just gave them some info thinking that that was it. I'm telling you, they didn't expect the video to come out. They didn't expect people talking about this story or none of that. Okay, that would be C-Man claiming he doesn't know where Hollywood took it from. Right. And he didn't put himself in this statement. Okay, he didn't even put, what happened with all of that? No, I haven't, LaShonda. D, okay. Is that how, that would be the C-Man statement. Okay, that would be his statement, because he's not going to get himself in trouble. He's not. Hey, it's Tay-T. Welcome, compulsive liars. I'm just still trying to figure that out. Okay, where is that part? Because if this was about the baby, then this automatically lets us know that's out the window. The baby was not mentioned in the initial report or the narrative, okay? Or the narrative on the autopsy report. They didn't even mention the baby. Okay, so now we have you were blocked in, which is a lie. We have that she hit you. Now we still, like I say, we're still waiting to see. All of that is on the video. And then she was trying to come at you again, but a gun magically appeared out of nowhere somewhere on your body. And you shot her. But there's a lot of information missing. Okay? Brittany said even the lying nappy head boy said that C-Man was trying to put Romeca in the car. Too many missing details in witness number 3's statement. Thank you. Like if you're going to do it, you need to know how to do it. Okay? Hey, Ebony, welcome. Thank you for joining. If you're going to do it, you should have put, I was trying to hold her back when she was trying to advance towards her. I had to try to hold her back. We didn't even say that part. Hey, AB, good morning. She didn't even say that part in here. Okay, we just, a gun magically appeared. All right, so then the victim, Romeca, at that point was transported by ambulance to Stroger Hospital and was pronounced at 9:42 hours. They must have been pronounced deceased or dead at 9:42 hours by that doctor. Arrestee was transported to Area 3 for further processing. Both arrestee and victims, probably children, were currently in the care of this particular person. Arrestee did not appear to have any physical injuries at this time. Oh, Holly Wee, you didn't get hit too bad by Romeca. Child, she didn't even leave a mark. Okay, and something tells me that Romeca probably would have left a mark. Okay. Okay. You, girl, it couldn't have been too bad. We saw your hair still intact. Okay. No bruises. No physical injuries. Okay. You even refused EMS at this time. Girl, if you're going to do it, you better do it right. Child, I would have been hurting everywhere. Okay. I would have been falling. I need some help. I need water. I'm nervous. You better, girl, your acting skills suck. Okay. You even declined EMS. And then they transported her for further processing. Okay. And then they have the case information, the detective numbers, all that, all these people that what they doing. Hopefully they doing something. All the names at the bottom. Okay. So what's up with that? Because it couldn't have been too bad. You didn't even, let me move the comment. You didn't even want to go to the hospital. There were no physical injuries. And so we get to this next part. That's something that they're going to take into consideration. Yeah, he wants to remain a witness and not a suspect, but he was the first suspect, the first shooter. Okay, that they had identified. They had identified him as the shooter first. I don't know if y'all were here yesterday. Hey, Karen. But y'all have to check out that replay. He was identified as the shooter at first, black and red. But then when they got there, they're trying to figure out, well, is the suspect still here? They're looking around, trying to see if the suspect's still here. The next thing you know, she is detained. Okay? But you never hear anything about him in this report, which is another clue as to how we know that this is him. Okay, LaShonda says she don't believe it's another video. Hey, Shani, welcome. Yo, lock them up. Now, something else I want us to take note of. Now, remember I said witness number 3 sounds like the narrative on the autopsy. Okay, let's look at that. So, going back to the part where it says, per Officer Vera. Okay, witnesses on the scene reported that black men came to the residence. Okay, now, we got different places. Okay, they trying to make it look like it was over at the residence first. Okay, of her child's father and the father's female significant other. Black men, here we go. Now check this out. Began arguing with the female significant other. They said that in the police report. Okay. With the female significant other, which escalated to black men battering her, hitting her, striking her. That matches up. Okay. The female significant other then took out a firearm and shot black men, once in the chin and once in the thigh. By then they knew the locations of the bullet. But notice, even here, did they mention that the baby daddy was holding her, restraining her, trying to hold her back? We heard many witnesses out there say that. But notice that part is not in the police report, nor is it in the autopsy narrative. So who do you really think is witness number 3? We already knew it first, but this seals the deal. Okay, because no one is going to put themselves, no, a weapon? You mean it's put you mean I'm gonna put my name next to something that has weapon in it? No. I'm not gonna put my name there. Nope. Okay, so we already know for sure who witness number 3 is. Because clearly they gave the least amount of details too. They didn't want to go too much into details about what really happened that day. Okay, how did these ladies, why did Romeca pull over? Well, how did it escalate? If it was a verbal, okay, they were arguing over what? They crossed that out. Okay, probably him, probably put his that might be the only spot that they mentioned him. They were arguing over their baby's daddy. That's the only spot. Now we went from arguing over this to now Romeca just decides to fight me and a gun magically appears and I have to shoot her. Twice. And she had no weapon. Hey, Demetra, welcome. Okay, I have to check it out, y'all. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, jail ain't no fun. Okay, I can imagine. Okay. Yes, girl. No, sis, don't tell them how to get away with murder. Girl, if it was really self-defense, that's what you would have been doing. Okay, but child, you didn't have any physical injuries. You didn't have none of that. Okay, so even if they did fight, it was enough to get a weapon. Right. Even if y'all, let's just say they did have this verbal altercation, this physical altercation. Was it to the point of getting a weapon and unaliving her, though? Okay. Just holding the weapon up would have probably caused her to freeze and quit coming after you just by you pointing it up at her. Okay. She was supposed to start complaining. Yeah, complaining about her neck, her back. Okay. Hey, sexy mama, welcome. So if they didn't fight, it was not enough to get a weapon. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Got you. Which means Holly had to be from a distance, thought Carlos was the shooter. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now, she never went to his house. If this wasn't premeditated, why come out with the information the same day? Yes, exactly. Okay, so now, y'all, I wanted to show, or first give y'all some statistics about self-defense that I found interesting, okay, and the use of people, using their weapons and calling out self-defense. Now, one statistic states that the average number of shots fired in a self-defense shooting was 3, with most cases involving 1 or 2. Okay, most of them, they said, now that's the average. Most were one shot. Okay, now that's something to think about too. You shot 3 and was still trying to shoot. It wasn't like she just automatically said, oh, that's enough. No, it got jammed. Okay. It got jammed. Okay, so let me go through this because I found some of these stats interesting. All right. Research indicates that most self-defense gun uses result in no shots fired. Now, if they are fired, the average is 3, most being 1 or 2. Women are nearly twice as likely as men to use a firearm for self-defense. Okay, about 75% of firearm-related defensive shootings occur during daytime hours. I found that interesting. In urban areas, the likelihood of self-defense gun use is approximately 2 to 5 times higher than in rural areas. Okay, sorry for me to say that sometimes. Let's see. Which other one did I want to share? The average age of individuals involved in self-defense shootings is 36 years old. I found that interesting too. Ooh, people don't want to fight, especially these young folks. They don't want to fight anymore. They just want to shoot you. That's sad. Okay. Now, check this out. About 60% of self-defense shootings involve attackers who are unarmed. 60%. The attackers are unarmed. I couldn't believe that. That's a high percent. Okay. 60%. I couldn't believe it. All right. So now let's see what y'all saying. Let me not get behind in the comments. The lies are ginormous. Yeah. If Romeca went to the house, how did she get Gretchen? Thank you. If she was at the house, how in the world did she get on the other side of the street? What in the world? Yeah, so she would have ran. Come on now. No remorse. Nope. If this wasn't premeditated, why come out the same day bashing Romeca like she was a horrible person? This screams premeditated justice for Romeca. Right. Brandy said, so how the hell it ended up where they... Thank you. So Holly followed them to where they so-called winded up. And if that's the case, she had time to leave. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. That's why Carlos lawyered up, because he in trouble too. Good morning. Welcome. Okay. All right. So let me pull up this other part too. Let's see. She was shooting a person. Right. Hi, Miss Boss Lady. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this up. Okay. All right. So this is a law firm out of Chicago. Okay. And hey, Holly, girl, if you don't have one, you might want to look him up. Okay. Now, let me make sure y'all can see this. I'm gonna kind of move some of the comments so y'all can see it. Wish I could make it bigger. Okay, so it says, when can you claim self-defense for murder charges in Illinois? Okay, if you have been accused of murder, building a strong defense is key to obtaining the best result possible in your case. With a solid defense, it may be possible to have your charges reduced or even dismissed, depending on the facts. Okay, now we're going to look at a couple of things, and these are not long, y'all. So I wanted to show it to you, especially my visual learners, to show this to y'all so you can see what the law says, because this is what they are going to go by if they charge her with anything. Okay. First degree murder. Okay. So with first degree murder is the most serious type of homicide charge in the state of Illinois. First degree murder is defined by, and they give the code, okay? Someone who kills someone else without a valid justification may be guilty of murder if the individual intends to either kill or at least cause serious harm to another person. Okay, so you have to be able to prove, did they intend to kill this person, or did they intend to cause serious harm to another person? Okay, the individual knows that his actions will very likely result in serious injury or death to another person. Okay, so by you doing what you're doing, will that cause serious injury or death to that other person? That's something to think about. The individual was engaged in another crime at the time of the victim's death. Okay. These crimes are called forcible felonies. So we could probably, wipe that one out. She wasn't really felony engaged in another crime at that time. So they have forcible felonies, they list all of those. Okay. Now the penalty for first degree murder is at least 20 years in prison. The maximum sentence is life in prison, as Illinois does not have the death penalty. Okay. Every bit of time of a sentence for first degree murder must be served. It is not possible to get out of prison early. If you in Illinois, baby, you stuck. Okay, child. Okay, they are not letting you out. Now, they don't have the death penalty, but you have to just suffer in jail to the end of your life, pretty much. Okay, if you are found guilty of first degree murder. Second degree murder. Okay. Now, second degree murder, like first degree, also involves the killing of another individual, but the circumstances are different. Okay. To convict someone of second degree murder, Illinois state prosecutors must show that the individual intended to kill or seriously injure another person, or the individual knew that his or her actions would likely result in serious injury or death to another person. Okay. Now, the following circumstances may also apply in a second degree murder case. The individual was seriously provoked by the victim. Is that why we keep hearing that Romeca is the aggressor? You know, she was provoking Holly. She blocked her in. She made her feel like she was detained. Okay. And his actions were triggered by an abrupt and powerful rage. At the time of the incident, the individual believed that the killing would have been justified under the law, but such a belief was unreasonable. See, this is the part right here that I think she's trying to do, is make it seem like what she did was justified because of the restraining order and her license to carry. However, okay, was it justified? Like, you didn't have no other options. You didn't have no other options before doing what you did. Was what you did with the gun justified, okay, in taking her life? That's what they're going to look for. Without these mitigating circumstances, a defendant may be charged with first-degree murder. A second-degree murder charge may also be appropriate if, in a fit of rage, the individual kills another person instead of the one who actually provoked the reaction. Okay, so we hear crimes of passion, things of that sort. Sometimes some people, and this could even, play a part too, they're mad at the guy, but because you love her more, I'm going to take her out. Okay, there are some women that will do that. Someone convicted of second-degree murder may face between 4 and 20 years in prison. In some cases, probation may be ordered instead of prison time. All right. Let me see, make sure I'm not missing comments. Okay, not 99 years in a Black Sunday. Okay. That's why Holly people are pushing lies and trying to keep her out of jail. Carlos know that also. He has been told also. Right. It's really sad. It's really sad. Okay. Now let's look at for self-defense. Illinois statute, that number, provides that individuals may implement reasonable force to defend themselves or someone else. In addition, reasonable force may be used to defend one's property. Okay, so we know Romeca was not trying to steal her car, anything like that. Okay, to use self-defense in a murder case, the accused must show that there was a grave and immediate threat to the accused, another person, or the accused property. Okay, the key word right here, though, y'all, is immediate threat. See, even with the witness number 3, what you tried to do, it still is not helping the situation, because it looked like you said there was verbal altercation. Okay, so that automatically shows it wasn't immediate. Okay, then according to your statement, Romeca used her fist and hit her. Still wasn't immediate. Okay. Now, she may not have wanted to fight, but it wasn't immediate. Okay. It wasn't until it progressed to her trying to advance based off of that police report is when a gun magically appeared off of an unknown spot on your body and you decided to shoot. Okay. You didn't do it while y'all were arguing. You didn't do it when she hit you. The threat was illegal. Okay. The accused believed there was a danger present that required force. Well, punch and having a weapon, which one is the stronger force? The weapon. Okay. She was unarmed. And she had a baby daddy there that he left that part out that was holding her back. The accused used force that was equivalent to the threat. Nope. Okay. There were 2 against 1 and one had the weapon. A serious and immediate threat means one that is happening right now. If you believe that someone may hurt you the following day, it will not be possible to claim self-defense. An illegal threat is one that involves non-consensual touch or harmful physical contact. Notice here they're saying battery. That's why that word is used. She was battering her. Okay. Whether the force was necessary depends on the facts and circumstances of the case. In general, if a reasonable person in the same situation would have reacted similarly, a judge or jury will likely find that the force was necessary. The force that is used against the victim must be similar to the force that the victim was using. Okay, so to illustrate this, it would be disproportionate to fire a gun at someone who had thrown a single punch. There you go, right there. The law firm said, okay, that was in your police report, right? Okay, the law people are saying this is disproportionate to fire a gun at someone who had thrown a single punch. That would do it for me. As a jury member, that's all I would need to know. You mean to tell me she threw one punch and then you decided to go get a weapon and not shoot her just once? You shot more than one time. You shot 3 times actually, but 2 actually hit her. Okay, that's all I would need to know. There are 2 types of force. We have regular force and deadly force. The goal of using regular force is simply to interrupt someone's movements or actions. That's all you have to do is probably pull it out. That would have stopped her in her tracks because she knew she didn't have a weapon. Okay? When I was growing up, all the parents needed was a piece of paper that gave the school permission to pop their child if they got, crazy, doing the most. They gave the school permission to handle that. Guess what? We didn't have a lot of behavior issues. It was for the simple fact that I knew you had that permission to pop my behind if I acted up. If you have a weapon and someone else does not have a weapon, hey, that's going to stop me in my tracks. I'm at a disadvantage. It's 2 against 1, and you have a weapon. The intent of using deadly force is to cause someone else serious injury or death. Okay? Now, under Illinois law, it is acceptable to use regular force to defend oneself against some type of attack or entry into a property. Okay, if the accused is defending himself or another individual, deadly force is appropriate if the accused is trying to prevent serious injury or death. Okay? Deadly force is also appropriate if the individual is trying to stop a forcible felony, which includes arson, robbery, sexual assault, and battery. Which, if we're going to prove battery, you have to have video footage of that. As of right now, based off of the scanner, they didn't even find relevant footage of it. Okay? So there needs to be some type of proof of that. That's what I'm wondering about. Where is that proof that was battery? Exactly, Brandy. That's what they allege, even if it wasn't true, but she said what she said. Right. Hey, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is getting more and more clear by the day. Come on, Miss T. Okay. Shout out to Rhapsody for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, that part has to be proven. It is legal to use deadly force. Let me see. Did I read that part? Okay, it is legal to use deadly force to prevent a violent attack against an individual or third party in a residence or other type of building, so long as certain conditions are met. The individual uses deadly force only against someone who is trying to get into the building violently. Okay. The individual believes that deadly force is required to stop a forcible felony from occurring in the residence or building. Now, that could be why he put the baby's father's residence. Okay. Like she's trying to get into the, were they trying to go with that one at first? That she was trying to get into the residence to come after. Oh, child, this is too much. This is too much. If the individual claiming self-defense is committing a felony at the time of the incident, self-defense may not be used to fight murder charges. Okay? Y'all, I still say it's a no on the self-defense. I mean, my thing is so much that matches up with even what's stated here. That line right there where it said, it gave the example, disproportionate. It said it would be disproportionate to fire a gun at someone who had thrown a single punch. Okay. The use of force did not match. It wasn't proportionate. Okay. And it wasn't an immediate threat because a reasonable person, come on, would have gotten into the car, hid, ran, did something. Not to say you have to do those things, but were those options? Did you have any other option? And let alone all the stuff that transpired afterwards. You not even claiming self-defense, you not even acting scared, you not having any bruises, physical injuries, you not even saying anything to the witnesses when they said, you shot her. No one said Romeca was coming for you, you were coming for her baby or anything like that. All of that on top of the lies in the report. Come on. Okay. Hey, Freddie, good morning. Like, stop. If they can't prove it, it'll go to first degree for Holly. Okay. Or possibly second degree. They still saying this as of last night's live. Child, that did it for me. Okay. If not, I really don't see the self-defense. That may be moved to second degree. Now, let's see if they're going to prove this, the fight. Let's see if they're going to prove the battery. Acting like they didn't know Romeca at all. Right. Okay. Let's see if they're going to be able to prove the battery part. Where is that footage? Where is that footage? And I want to know this, y'all, because think about this, even with the battery claim. In the report, okay, we go back here. Remember, it said she threw a single punch. Would battery be considered one punch? One punch. If someone hit you one time, is that considered battery? Because we're only looking at the report one time. Let me see. Shout out to Tanya. Thank you for the Cashapp blessing and for being a sponsor for today's live. I appreciate that, sis. Let's see. All right. Okay, so battery. Okay, battery is the criminal act of intentionally touching or applying force to the body of another person in an offensive manner. covering a wide range of acts, including those of a sexual nature. Simple battery is considered a misdemeanor in most states, but aggravating circumstances can cause battery to fall under the category of a felony. Each state has specific statutes that govern battery. To explore this, okay, let me see. Let me look at what is it considered in Illinois. Okay. Okay. So it's pretty much similar. So it says an Illinois battery. Okay, let me pull it up so y'all can look at it too. Shout out to Brittany for the super chat. She said, keep up the great work. Open book. I love your content. Thanks for doing your research and doing your content off of that Justice for Romeca. Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate that. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. I appreciate it, sis. All right, here we go. Okay, so the definition and criteria for battery in Illinois. It occurs when an individual intentionally or knowingly causes bodily harm or makes physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature without legal justification. Intent and the nature of the contact are key factors, distinguishing battery from other physical altercations. Okay, so intent and the nature of the contact are key factors. Significant injury is not required. Even minor contact can qualify if deemed insulting or provoking. Determining battery involves examining intent in context. Now, okay, let me finish reading. I'm going to say something. Illinois courts emphasize proven intent to harm or provoke, as seen in cases like People versus Peck. The victim's experience also matters in assessing whether contact was insulting or provoking, allowing for a broader interpretation to protect individuals from unwanted interactions. Okay, so with that, okay, I go back and defer to the witness statement. The witness stated that Hollyween was antagonizing Romeca. When Romeca tried to get into her car to leave, allegedly, and I'm going to say all of this allegedly, Hollyween went and hit Romeca's hood, trying to get her to get up out of the car. Okay? Allegedly. Now, to me, who's provoking who? Okay? Who's antagonizing who? Because you can't see, this is what you can't do. You can't be up here going back and forth with me, arguing, trying to get a response. And when I give you what you want, then you want to play victim and say, see, she's battering me. She's coming for me. She's hitting me. See, that's what the little games that C-Man played. Okay. He wanted to record her reaction, but we didn't see him releasing what he said or did prior to the reaction. See, right now, it's just y'all two were, the witnesses, they've said it, but see, y'all thought that it was just going to be y'all two words against Romeca, who is no longer here. So y'all can say she was coming after me. She hit me once. That's considered battery. I had to use force to take her out because Romeca does not play. She loves to fight. She's good. Okay. That is what y'all thought. But the witness saw some things leading up to that moment. Which part is Say T? Yes, it is self-serving, AB. Yeah, it is. Yeah, provoking her because she had that pow pow. Exactly. Carla, clock that. Because I feel they knew that was the moment that they had to do it. Okay. We cannot let her get away. This is our chance. I'm in town. Okay. This is alleged. Just my own thoughts on how some of this went down. Look, this is our chance. Okay. You here. You got the pow pow. You got the restraining order. She about to turn, go to work. This is the route she goes. She pulls over. I believe that Carlos's truck was pulled a certain way and Romeca's pulled behind him. Now, if that vehicle was back and Romeca's was there, and like I say, I don't know until we see some video footage, then of course it could look like Holly was blocked in. According to Ladre, Carlos pulled up so that the girls could fight. Were there videos of this altercation, verbal and physical altercation, not from the police camera, but were there other people? Carlos, were you recording during that moment? And it wasn't until they got her out of the car. Now she's at a disadvantage. She's away from her car. So she may have gotten a lick in if a fight happened. Now what? Now I can say you were assaulting me. You were hitting me. Carlos grabs her up. She about to go get her gun. This is when the witness says, I'm going to shoot you, itch. I'm going to shoot you. She went to get it. Because now she can say, I can claim self-defense. Because you hit me and I have this, you're not supposed to be close to me. And that's when she got the gun. Wasn't during any verbal going back and forth. And that weapon was not on her. See, he didn't want to say in that statement that she went to get it, because that meant if you put she went to get it, that meant that she had a chance to get away. She had a chance to get into her vehicle to safety, to call the police while you held her. You did not put that part in there that you also held Romeca. Why is that? Because that would have also shown that she was not an immediate threat. Even if she got a lick in, you were holding her back. Where's all of that part? When Carla was hitting Romeca, that's when Holly should have called 911, but she stuck around and retrieved a gun that the time she should have cleared out for baby's sake in Crossfire. Yeah, right. In cold blood. Yes. Because if he was trying to put her into her car, trying to get her out of there, which we don't know if that's true or not, that's something Ladre said, okay? Or if he's holding her, the witness, but the witness also said that too. The witness did say that part, because that's why she did the battery call. But the battery call wasn't on Romeca. That was for Carlos. Okay? So if you're trying to squeeze her into her car and you're pushing her in there, that was plenty of time to get away. Even if she does get second degree, she has other mitigating charges against her. The unlawful use of a weapon in a school zone, improper gun usage. Right. Then call 911. You didn't tell the police that you shot her. And here's your weapon. You didn't identify that first when they got there. The witnesses called you out. They had to learn that through questioning. Okay, so that shows you were trying to hide something as well. He's probably going to be charged with accessory. Yeah, probably. This is why he didn't want his name on there. The only way his name is on there involved in this is that part that's redacted. Probably said the verbal altercation. It was over. This little part right here, where it says, yeah, they got into a verbal altercation about what do they have in common? What do they have in common? Only one person that they have in common. Okay. And they done crossed out that. One person. Come on now. We're not crazy. Right. Lose custody of that baby. Yeah. Justice all day. Hi, Derica. Welcome. I'm telling you. She had time to get away. Yes. And when she got it, that's when he let her go. Because he already knew what she was about to do. Nope, when she left to go get it, it's no longer a threat or self-defense. Exactly. That's why. See, but this is so dumb on here because you're saying she took it off of her on an unknown location on her body. That doesn't even make sense. If you at least say, oh, she pulled it out of her jacket. She had on a jacket that day over her outfit. Maybe if you would have said she pulled it out of her jacket pocket or something like that. But this right here lets us know you lying. She went and got that gun. Okay, but they didn't want to put that part in there. So they'd rather say she had it on her. But it didn't make sense the way they put it. In Illinois, firing a gun, especially 3 times in a school zone or near children, is a serious felony. It's considered aggravated discharge of a firearm and can lead to prison time. Thank you. And you cannot say children were not right there. We have video showing that the children were there. Okay? Witnessing all of it. Baby in the car. He's saying, space in between the car. You could have gotten out. Not identifying. You are the shooter. You have a weapon. Now you do. They didn't even hear her.
She put the gun in the car.
Look, they didn't even know.
She shot her. Let's go right here. She shot her. She shot her. She put the gun in the car. She put the gun in the car. The gun in the car.
Now he comes over. Okay. My thing is, even if you said it and you said, I'm licensed to carry, so soft, you got all of this hollering out there. Okay. Obviously, they didn't hear you. Okay. So quit probably saying, well, I did say it, girl. They didn't hear you. Get their attention. Excuse me. Walk over there. You scared of Romeca? She's on the ground. You was still scared? No, you were trying to blend in to look like a witness. Okay. They didn't hear you. They were still looking around. They were like, was the person still here? Because even on the scanner, it stated that they were trying to see if the shooter was on the scene at one point. That's why you had the officer in the street looking around, the black lady looking around. They didn't know. They didn't know who it was. They thought it was Carlos at first. I don't know what he was over there explaining away. Then it switched to, oh, now it's her, the lady in the green tracksuit. So they didn't hear you the first time. Get their attention a little louder the next time, like you did on the I would never video. Okay, you were doing all that, but you couldn't holler, hey, I did it. Okay, she was trying to come after me. My weapon is right here. I'm licensed to carry. No, you didn't do any of that. Holly didn't have to retreat. Her child was present. Child, please, ICE soldier, I see you saying that all of the time. I've said she did not have to do that. Was it an option? Yes, it was. And she should have thought of her child while she was shooting like she was at a gun range. Okay, so I don't want to hear that anymore over in my chat. Okay, you can go say that, and I'm saying this with all due respect, somewhere else. Because she was not thinking about her child. Why are y'all not saying, let me call out that she doesn't even have her child in her arms, comforting her child? Okay, so she should have retreated with her child and get her child out of danger. She didn't think about the other children there either. If you have a child, would you have wanted your child out there while you got a crazy lady shooting across somebody's car at a woman that doesn't even have a gun? Because she can't fight. Just say you can't fight. Okay, you shouldn't even been out there. Why was she even out there? If we're going to go there, why was she even still there? And then she's standing over here like she's scared. Girl, you still scared? So I don't want to hear about she didn't have to retreat because her child. She should have thought about that. She had a weapon, a loaded weapon around her child. Even after this happened, she put the weapon with the live round inside of the very car with her child. What are we saying about that part? Okay, now I have an open mind and I will take various suggestions, various perspectives. But however, please do not try to gaslight and come in here with that today. Because she wasn't thinking about her child or anyone else's child. Okay, on that matter. That's all I got to say on that part. I don't want to hear anything else over here on my chat. I can't control somebody else's chat. You want to talk about it, talk about the child, do all of that. No, it showed that she didn't care about the child. Okay. She didn't even have the child in her arms. Okay. That's why he didn't encourage her not to get it. Right. He would have said, girl, don't go get that. She not gonna do it. I got her. You had her every other day. You had her when her eye was black and blue that day on the mugshot that y'all so proudly want to display. Oh, but I guess this day you were too weak. You weren't strong. You hadn't been to the gym yet. Okay? So you couldn't hold your own baby mama back while she kicking and screaming. Okay, a week or two before, seems like, people witnessing saying you were trying to fight her at the school, in front of the school, allegedly. Okay? Well, this day, I guess you were not. Hey, I don't know what happened. Shout out to AB for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. Right. The witnesses can debunk that. Okay. Hey, Latte, welcome. Okay. Right. And I'm not going to even call her a troll. Like I said, with all due respect, I don't even mind. I know she has an opposing view and I respect it. However, let's come into a one accord about one thing, about a child. Okay. Her care was not for her child in that moment. We could see by a person's actions. Okay. We can see she didn't care about those other kids. She didn't care about those other kids. Her mind was taking Romeca out of here. That's it. So I don't want to hear Holly did not have to. You've never heard that come out of my mouth. I've even said it a couple of times today. I said, now, of course, if y'all will listen to what I said, of course, she didn't have to do these things. But were they other options? That's what I said. Okay. So please don't put words in my mouth and don't get it twisted. Because I didn't say she had to. Just say if you can't fight, you can't fight. You don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. But was the use of force the same as what Romeca did? She hit her, allegedly, according to this police report, once. And we're still, the jury's out on that till we see this video. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. I wouldn't bring up children and Karen in the same sentence with Holly Wing's name, because clearly she did not. Her own baby wasn't say thank you, especially when she placed it back in the car and then it's hot outside. You got your child out here in the heat during that time. No, what care? Child, miss me. Okay, with that part today. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful or nothing like that. I'm just saying, let's try to agree to disagree. The girl didn't care about her child in that moment or nobody else's kids. Yeah, chickens with their heads cut off. Right. Girl, I don't know. I don't mind her being here, but like I said, don't come in here with that and put words in my mouth and acting like this girl cared about her child in that moment. No. I think she said she has a license to carry, but wasn't the shooter. Yeah. she didn't never say it wasn't until they pointed it out. And when Carlos walked over there, he telling them it's self-defense, self-defense. He had to tell her that. Shout out to Frodo's. Thank you so much for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Something about the situation is creepy. Why would they use Carlos' statement in the autopsy instead of one of the other witness statements? Can we say, yeah, Tyrese with the T, clock it. Okay. Like, what's up with that? Because why are the other witness statements not in the autopsy narrative as well? Okay. That is a super point about permission to discipline regarding school. No use of a firearm to a punch. Thank you. That's all we're saying. Okay. She wasn't thinking about her baby before unaliving Romeca. Yeah. What about Romeca's baby? Okay. Like, she had no regard for life at that moment. Romeca's mind was on her child. Okay, she was taking her child to school, taking him lunch, writing out a thoughtful note, going to work. We know where her mind was. Where was Holly's mind? On that man. Okay. Let me get rid of her because he loving her too much still. Okay, I done drove all the way down here and he's still thinking about her. Child, he not thinking about you now. Like, seriously, I'm sticking with my opinion that the L baby girl, okay, was asleep. He was asleep. Gave him probably something to keep him asleep. I wouldn't put it past her. Woo, never checked on the child. At what point did she check on the baby? That's what I want to know. Since we going there. Like, I mean, when did she check on the baby? She didn't even want them to take the baby to get checked out or nothing. Shooting all across the car. We still don't know where the third bullet went. How about y'all find that out? Everybody wants to talk about the other stuff. Find out, where did the third bullet go? Child. Okay, she didn't even, yeah, I read that. When you are scared of someone, you will not go to the location of where that person, come on. And let's say scared. Okay, we can say scared that she don't want to fight. Especially being a first-time mom, I would have thought of my child. Exactly. Girl, where was your mind at? And most children that age, baby, they crying. Okay, they don't want you to put them down. They hungry, sleepy all the time. They need to get the diaper changed. Did she have a diaper bag? Okay, we bringing up the baby. Did she have a diaper bag? Did she feed her baby before she decided to take out the weapon that magically appeared on her body somewhere? Let's find that out. What was the location of the weapon on her body? Because it said unknown, but I thought we knew everything about our bodies. How do you not know when you had a whole weapon? Child, this is, ooh, Keisha number 2, come on back. Whew, woosah. Okay, girl. Okay, let me get back into who professional K2 trying to ease up out. Okay. Well, my girl is Shelly in here. Dreamy in here. Okay. K2 about to ease out. I'm like, girl, okay, we were doing good. Okay, there go Dreamy. Okay, girl. Shelly, thank you. These are facts. You can go find commentary somewhere. I knew Shelly was somewhere in the chat. Okay, what is happening? I'm working, but watching you're hilarious. I need that laugh. Highest point. Good morning. Yes, we all need to laugh. Laugh, Ice Soldier, laugh. Okay, we can. My thing, y'all, I try not to take things just to, another level. Okay, of course, nothing on here is funny. You know, of course, you get the comments here and there. Well, why are you laughing? Look, we find some stuff funny and some humor in it, not the situation. Okay, it's just little stuff that may happen in the chat or some little shade or something like that we laugh at. Okay, we can't take everything to just this serious, combative level. This is how we got here. Okay, this is how we got here with this story. You know, it's just combative, just unnecessary. That did not have to happen like that day. It really did not. Life is too short. It really is. So, you know, even what one of the ladies that I've done reactions on, if she can come into my chat yesterday and bless me, hey, hey, God will even let your enemies be at peace with you. Okay, child, we can't take stuff. This is serious because the life was taken. And of course, I approach it in a serious way. But I try to keep it as light as possible because it is a heavy topic. Okay. And so I respect everyone's opinion. Like, I'm not going to cuss you out and do all of that. But on some foolishness, like we can't, no. When we've seen different. You see what I'm saying? So that part just missed me on that part. That the gaslighting, I don't fall for that. Okay. So I'm just saying, when it comes to children, I take that seriously. My whole background is in education, and I have my own children. I would have had a whole problem if my children were going to school that day and could have gotten unalived by a stray bullet over some baby mama drama. I'm going to be honest. It did not have to happen like that. That's all I'm saying. And she should have considered her own child in that moment. Her own child. Never considered that. That's all I'm saying. And trust they're going to use that statement against him. They never had a fight. Yep. And Freddie been saying they never had a fight. I don't know what Roe's intentions was that day, but in my heart, I do believe Holly hated her enough to want to end her over their back and forth. I do not think Roe would have shot her given the chance. And hey, Boogie Bella. Hi, Drew. Welcome. Holly didn't care about her child. She sat there having a conversation on the phone. Wait, what Drew say? I don't know what Drew said. I thought he was saying that he was going to be respectful. What about them provoking Roe and him assaulting her with the car door? Okay, context. Thank you, your love. Clock that. I've been wondering that since we found out the third bullet didn't hit. Yeah, honey drip. Okay, can we get on a mission? Child. Was that him being funny about that part? Okay. I didn't see all the comments. She didn't look to me as if she was scared. She looked at me like I'm alive. Oh, wait, hold on. Like I've checked her and I got the target. That's how she looked. Oh, okay, got you. Mm-hmm. Right, her. Okay. Right. Girl, ducking and dodging, po baby. Sonia said, according to the witness statements, hearsay, she went to the car to retrieve the gun. Shelly said to me, I'm just not catching up with the comments. Child. Hey, Ebony, welcome. I must say that about the mods, baby. They'll pop out. We need backup. Okay. Hey, I'm my own mod too. Don't get it twisted. They not here, but I don't usually have all of that. Like, to be honest, I'm not on that. Okay, so don't come over here with that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it at that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Freddie said my niece went to the scene after it happened. The real witness said they never had a fight. The altercation was between Romeca and Los. Highly scary, and Carlos needs to tell the truth. Oh, see that deflection, putting it off on them, but it was them. And I can believe that because look at all the other lies up in there. That's crazy. That is crazy word. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, Brittany said back up too. Okay. It really is. Okay. Thank you so much, Maya. Okay, let's see. Was editing the video on the latest platform. Oh, that's what you said, Brittany. Okay, got you. No, we not, because I pull up everything I'm showing and talking about. I really don't believe they had a fight either because there's no proof of it besides that call to 911 and 937, which we all know the police was already there at that time. Yes. Holly was, and going back to the scanner, okay? Remember on that scanner report, they said they couldn't find at that time relevant footage, okay, of the altercation. Now, I don't know if they went back in time, okay, like 8 something when all this was popping off. Because what were they doing there for that long? Allegedly, they were there like 20 minutes. What was all going on? That's what I'm wondering. According to this police report, it seems like it was just something quick. Okay, she got out. They started arguing. She punched her. She pulled out the weapon. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened in the lapse of time? Yeah, if it started a conversation, everything could have been settled that day, but Carlos would have been outed. Okay. I say we speaking with facts. Yeah, with a little common sense. Having her gun out, not in a protective case. Right. Okay. Holly. You and the name always gets me. Hated Romeca. She wanted to be Romeca. Remember, she reported Romeca to DCFS, straight line, trying to make Romeca lose custody of her son. That was before the fake TPO. Oh, you know what? I have heard that, girl. Yeah. I have heard that before. You know, but I don't have any proof of that, but I have heard that. Yes. I don't know how true it is. Yeah, I don't know how true that is, though. So I don't want to say for sure. We'll say allegedly. Someone told me Carlos can snap his fingers and make things happen. Like, yeah, girl, hocus pocus. Girl, he must have did it for that gun to appear on an unknown location on her body. I have never seen that. I've never seen that. Yeah, I believe it was a conversation. It didn't just go that fast. Yeah. Oh, he read it? I wonder, does he mind if I show some of that? Let's see. Was it a long one? Because I haven't seen it. Let's see here. Okay, it was an hour ago. Hold on, y'all. That'll be show too much. I mean, oh yeah, it was 15 minutes. Okay, let me see. Let me get to the critical. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna show a little of it. I'm not gonna show the full video so y'all can go to his channel and see it in its entirety. Shout out to Keys.
Went to court for the restraining order, the same restraining order that they posted up in this newspaper article, the Chicago Daily Law Bulletin. Who knew? Who reads that shit? Is that in the Sun Times type shit? Now I just screenshot it and just redid it, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. There was no way in the world she was seeing this. I don't give a damn who she was type shit. My grandma is not even seeing this shit. They might read the newspaper. Who read this part? The Chicago Daily Law Bulletin. This is the place that they put the restraining order in at first because they couldn't serve her before she went to court on June 18th. However, when she went to court on June 18th, this is what she had to say, and a lot of people ain't harping on this. This shows that she had no malice. When she pulled up to Holly, Scary, and Carlos, there was no malice in her heart. She wasn't trying to fight. She was generally a concerned mother trying to see what y'all doing about my son's school, especially you. What is you doing about my son's school? Now, Romeca put it on the tab. If I got a violated restraining order to see why you at my son's school, someone who my son said he don't like, someone who my son is getting counseling with against because he don't like you. So now she had to get canceled. She said this to a judge type shit. So she had the right to stop. So she broke the law to stop. Fuck it type shit. You ain't had the right to kill her. It didn't say you can kill her in the restraining order. It wasn't a justifiable killing. However, this is what Romeca had to say. And she also went on social media slandering my name. So I'm proceeding on charges against her already. Yeah, because she has tried to do a lot of slandering. What was the slandering? Oh yeah, she went on social media and spread rumors saying my son got boils, that she know why I work, that my car broke down. She had to inform her job that someone of her nature might appear. How you stalking your stalker? How is you stalking your stalker? Now, shout out to Judge Michael Weaver. He just had became a judge 2022, so I don't blame him.
Who's stalking?
What he really was supposed to do was take the kids, because somewhere in the courts, Holly was trying to get a protective order. She was trying to get her protective order June 18th against Romeca for her son. Romeca saying Holly got some shit going on with her son to the point they got to get canceled. Lil Low said, so DCFS should have been involved from the jump on both sides. However, what we have here is a case of stalking versus stalking. It's two stalkers, right? What the judge was supposed to do, I'm not a judge, but if I was the judge, I would have postponed the hearing, let Romeca get a chance to put her shit in too, just so everybody can be safe. Because this seems real malicious. Ain't that right, Carlos? Because according to Romeca, what did the baby father say? Yeah. Hold on. Because Carlos always in it. Carlos is always in it. What did you say? He said, we share a child's father. And he even said it's malicious on her end. What do malicious mean? Is that another word for delicious? Big Key's fat. So, hey, what do malicious mean? Let's see. Malicious, characterized by malice, intended to do harm. Whoa. Hold on. So, according to the child's father that they share, it's malicious on her end. We share a child's father. This is Romeca words. And he even said it's malicious on her end.
Uh-oh.
The same child father that says she's going to get her gun and shoot you, according to witnesses. Yeah, it wasn't justifiable, man. Do that seem justifiable to you? Anybody out there? It hearts all over the world tonight. Chris Brown voice.
But wait, y'all. Peep this. Notice how all of this had been built. The stage was being set. Okay? Because check this out. Remember, the redacted part, that what did they have in common? Okay? That part was redacted. But this was building. This was building up. And see, playing with people's kids and stuff like that, like, oh Lord, this is insane, y'all. This is it really. I believe Carla was with it. We know that because we saw the end result. Romeca's murder speaks volumes. Yes, he was playing. Yeah, ooh, Boogie Bella. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Hearts all over the world tonight. Do that seem justifiable to you? A mother dropped her son off at school. Happens to see the person that said the child has boils, according to the documents in court. She said this to a judge, y'all. So now when we heard that she was released because there wasn't enough evidence, they going back and getting this evidence. In court, Romeca had fears that you were stalking her.
Right, Pat.
And it's the proof. Show the proof. We don't got the proof for Romeca stalking her. What are phone calls at? However, it said that you went to social media. Listen, it said Holly Scary went to social media and was spreading rumors saying that she about her car breaking down, her son had boils, right? All sorts of shit. Do we have proof of that, y'all? Or as I'm speculating again, do I speculate or do we got the proof?
I would never be begging a nigga to be with me after he got a baby on the way.
What?
I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never be trying to play family with a nigga that got a baby on the way.
What?
I would never want to be with a nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant. I would never want to be a bitch like that.
Okay, now listen. The nigga burnt them. According to her, that's where the boils come from, right? I don't know how that worked. My situation decent down, you know. I don't got no paydays and Nestle Crunches going on type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little, you know, shout out to the medical system. I get my checkups. She just got her shots. Boom. She just definitely get your checkups. And then you go get a shot. Boom. Type shit. However, when Romeca said, she said her son got boiled, she said that this shit's so malicious for real. I ain't gonna lie, that is the word. I can't even say it. Say it again. What did you say? Because that shit sound crazy now when you think about it. Continue.
The nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant, I would never want to be a bitch like that.
So if she got whooped while she was pregnant, I'm guessing that's where the boils would come from.
When it comes to travel, you're a winner. That's why when you sit behind a crying baby.
Okay,
that's crazy work.
A full video because I want to take away from his views for that video, but y'all, because I'm definitely gonna tap in after this live to see the rest of that. But I truly feel that a lot of this was building up over time. Okay, and it got to a heated point. You got people calling, CPS. Like that's a lot. It was really boiling. Look, I ain't thinking about the boils. Lord. Romeca also said she didn't trust Holly in the courtroom. Romeca was emotional while Holly was not. Wow. Okay. Wow. I want to know if he said she gonna go get her gun because she went towards her car, or was he suggesting to Holly to go get her gun? Oh my goodness. Boogie Bella, get out of my head. Okay, because look, y'all. Okay. I know I defer back to this Mara lady that did this reading on this, right? Now, the only thing I hate that I did not get was this portion because she took her video down. She privated the video that she did on Romeca. I don't know why. But a lot of what she said is starting to come out, right? But there was this one part on there that I was looking for last night, but the video is no longer there. And when I did the live showing the video, I didn't do her full video, right? Well, there was this one part where she said, Romeca was saying that she thought Carlos had punched her really hard. But what she thought was a hard punch was a shot to her face. This was in that video. So then after that, yesterday, remember when we were talking, and I said, well, how did Holly get all of that blood on her hands? How, Miss Mabel, if she was to the side? Y'all, have you ever considered, I don't know though, did he hand off the weapon to Holly at some point when they had all gotten together? And in doing that, some blood got on her hands as well. And she put the gun away. Like maybe they were going to get away with it, throw it away later on or something. Because it's just a lot that he was involved in with this. He never put, the witness number 3 did not put any of the holding back, did not include him in the scenario on that police report for a reason. Okay? And it's a lot of this stuff that had been going on behind the scenes that's even further showing that this was the stage was being set for a lot of stuff. And I've often wondered that. I was like, at some point, she was not standing over to the side. If you were standing over to the side the entire time after Romeca had been shot, you would not have had any blood on you. How would you have gotten the blood on your hands and on the top of your feet and the bottom of your pants legs? The girl developed a hate for Romeca, and I was told last night Los gave Romeca's clothes to Holly. Oh yeah, that had came out too. That they were wearing, she was wearing her clothes. I feel like the police believe he was involved too and just not going to come out and say it. Okay. Especially after the lies. If you think about it, the lies that he told in the beginning, that makes him look guilty or trying to cover up something. Because Holly was walking up to Romeca as she was shooting her. That's why she had all that blood on her shoes and bottom of her pants. Okay, Ebony. I think she shot her, then closed the gap, and she was still shooting. That's crazy that you would get closer. Okay, thank you, Boogie Bella, to a threat. She knew she was unarmed, so why keep shooting? The vast majority of people usually don't even have to shoot in self-defense cases. Okay? Most of them usually takes 1 or 2 shots. Think about that. You shot 3 and would have kept shooting had the gun not jammed. Hey, Juanita, welcome. Like, that's interesting. I never knew that. All of that was taking place. Wow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me give a shout out to today's sponsors: Cree's Conversation Lounge, Rhapsody, Brittany, AB, and Frodo. Thank you, ladies, so much for being sponsors of today's live. I truly, truly appreciate it. Juanita said, for me, it was the moment he tried to help Holly by saying self-defense. Right. That part. Let's not forget that, because she never said it. Okay. Let's not forget. He gave her that. Wow. My mind is blown. All right, y'all. Well, I thank each and every one of y'all for coming in today. Make sure you hit the like button. It is for free. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cash App is on the screen. Oh, and Tanya, also, thank you for being a sponsor. Is on the screen, and the copy link is in the description field of this video. Also, special thanks to the mods in the building on today. Thank you, ladies, so much. Shelly Shells, Lolo, Latte, and Dreamy Girl. And also special thanks to the members that are lit up in green. Thank you, ladies, so much. I appreciate all of your support. And until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you and have a great day.
Flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.